Hello my friends, this is Alien Contactee Linol Anderson here with you guys with a brand new YouTube BitChute video. Well, I started off today's video with that little short clip there. That's what we're talking about today. A chunk of the sun apparently just blew off. What do they call it there? Solar prominence or something like that. And they're saying we don't know what caused it. What caused it? Oh, geez, I wonder what's going on in the world right now that could have caused that. Well, if you're a follower of my channel, you'll know that I've been talking about Nibiru, explaining to you guys this whole Nibiru situation. We got an incoming planetary, interdimensional planetary object coming. That's right, it's not physical, it's an interdimensional situation we have here. Not just one, but multiple. And of course, this, as it nears, it affects the sun, right? So we're going to get all into that today. And you know, if you haven't been following my channel, I've put together an excellent playlist called the Nibiru playlist where I explain everything that's going on. The link is down below, okay, in the description. But we're going to be talking about this recent news today, okay? So before we get into it, just hit that subscribe button. As I say, subscribe to survive. I cover all from Nibiru, NWO, extraterrestrials, reptilians, occult, and much, much more. And also, please hit that like button. It helps me so much with the algorithms. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so yes, as I was saying, my friends, Nibiru, it's here. It's not coming. It was coming a long time ago. No, it's here now, my friends. It's been approaching, and now we're at the point it's starting to affect the Earth, and it's affecting the sun. Okay, the sun is going crazy, my friends. It's also causing a pole shift on Earth as well. As it gets closer, and as the poles start shifting, which you could look it up for yourself, the poles are shifting. It just takes a little quick Google search and you'll see for yourselves. But as they shift, you see the Earth's magnetosphere weakens. Yeah, it's weakening, which makes these solar flares, it affects us more. That's what's causing this ascension 5D great awakening, right? It's all connected. All this stuff is all connected. All right. So, with that being said, we're getting pounded with these massive solar flares. I'm feeling one right now. As I make this video, there's a huge solar flare. And this past weekend here, my friends, we've been getting hit with X-class solar flares. That's right. X-class is the strongest solar flare that there can be. And once the X-class flares start coming in, you know things are getting intense. And sure enough, last week, now there's the media there saying that a chunk of the sun blew off, creating a vortex of energy that came down here. And no wonder why the world is going crazy, right? And we're in what's known as the solar maximum right now, you know, and I think it happens every 10 or 11 years. There's this solar maximum event. And if you look back in history, there's been major wars. Every time there's a solar maximum, there's always major wars. Every major war has always been during these solar flare events, because people who are not on the ascension journey and who cannot handle these energies, it affects them in a bad, negative way, and it makes them hostile. Okay, here's a list of all the events that have taken place in these solar maximums. All right, that's it. But there's something different about this time around, because yes, every 10 years there's been these solar maximums, but on top of this solar maximum we're at, we got Nibiru coming in. That's right. Something that doesn't happen very often, right? And this is all part of the great Matrix redo and the reptilian harvest. I talk about that all in the Nibiru playlist, so definitely check it out, my friends. But that's what's happening here. So we're really starting to see the effects of Nibiru coming in, like this solar prominence event with the chunk blowing off. It's a very rare event, and it doesn't happen very often. And scientists they say they don't know what's causing it. Well, we do know what's causing it, and I'm without a doubt it's definitely this incoming planetary object. That's why we're seeing these huge earthquakes all around the world as well, my friends. And it's going to be very soon that we're going to see a major event happen where it's going to shut down everything. It's going to be a lights out situation, a blackout worldwide, because these solar flares have the ability to affect electronics and affect our power supply and everything. It has the ability to shut it all down, and I find it interesting, very, very interesting, with all this talk of cyber attacks and E to the letter M to the letter P, if you know what I mean. I want to be careful with what I say with the algorithms, but a lot of talk about China with their balloon, right? They're saying that this balloon is actually an EMP. Well, I guess I just said it. EMP weather or a EMP weapons delivery system. Okay, apparently China even said at one point that they have this technology and that's what they would use to deliver these weapons, right? And that's very possible. We know they want to do that, and it's all part of their agenda. They want to bring in this fourth industrial revolution. They want to bring in the CBDC and social credit score and all that crap. And to do that, they need the right crisis, right? And that would be the perfect way of doing it. So we know that's on their agenda. Plus, I do believe they're planning on pulling that alien invasion card as well once everything goes down. That's right. What a perfect time to bring in the aliens and all the hologram technology or their own ships and everything once everything goes dark, right? That's a perfect time for this whole maybe 3 days of darkness scenario to take place, right? I think it's all connected, my friends. I just did a video on the 3 days of darkness, right? Maybe this massive blackout event is when the Nibiru will approach and the sun is going to have this great solar flash, and it's going to knock out all the power, right? It's not going to be from the E to the letter to the M to the letter to the P, right? It's not going to be from that. Rather, it's going to be from this great solar flash, and that's when this whole 3 days of darkness scenario happened. But it's also when the timeline shift is going to happen as well, or the rapture, if you want to call it, right? I think humanity's going through that ascension process right now, because these energies that are coming from the sun, for the people who are raising their vibration, getting healthy, this is giving us the light codes we need to ascend, right? The Great Awakening. Our consciousness is rising because of this solar event that's happening. And I do believe all of this is all connected. And I do believe that this event, if it causes all this darkness on the earth, which obviously they're going to try and blame on aliens or China or whatever, when really it's the sun. They don't want people to know that, right? But I think that's when all this is going to happen. I think the timeline shift is going to happen at that moment. And people who've put in the work will ascend to that 5D reality. But the people who don't and haven't put the work in, they're going to be left behind. And they're going to have to suffer the consequences. That's right, they're going to have to suffer the consequences of living at a low vibrational lifestyle. And not expanding their consciousness at the end of the day. So I think all these things are all taking place now, my friends, or we're getting very close to this big event happening. And that's exactly why you see them bringing in the alien agenda right now. And like I said before, it's going to start with the fake one, but the real one's going to come later on. But they need to, they're getting us ready. They're getting us prepared for aliens anyways, and they want us to think it's all negative doom and gloom. That's why they're making it seem like they're a threat to us. And right now they're building that story up, right? They're building that story up. Just getting us prepared, getting people brainwashed, and keeping people at fear. You know, they got to keep the fear. That whole thing with the sickness ain't scaring people anymore. So now they're going hard on China, now aliens and everything, because they don't want people moving to that 5D ascension timeline. So, you know, shut off the news. That's my best advice to anybody who's kind of scared about what's going on. Don't listen to all the propaganda, all the fear. Everything's going to be okay as long as you manifest your highest timeline. So, my friends, that's what I pretty much believe is going on. You know, chunk of the sun blowing off. I believe it's directly related to Nibiru getting so close. And all these things are connected. And I do believe we're going to see this lights out situation in the near future as a direct result of that. And yeah, it's going to be all connected to all those things we talked about. It's going to be biblical, my friends. So I got a very good video to show you guys now that speaks about a lot of these things and explains it really well about Nibiru and the 5D ascension and all that. And I just wanted you guys to see it. So I'm going to play that. But before we do, I'm just going to say, if you guys enjoy my work, please check me out on Patreon if you'd like to help support me so I can continue to bring you this content, because a lot of time, work, and effort and even money goes into making these videos. So if you'd like to help support me so I can continue to do this, check me out on Patreon. Link is down below. I got the Ascent to 5D class. And where I'm teaching you guys how to, you know, make it to that 5D timeline. I got the health class, I got the occult class. I could do Pleiadian channelings for you. You just let me know. Your support means the world. Or if you'd like to just simply buy me a coffee, I'm on the website, Buy Me a Coffee, one-time donation. I'd even send you a bunch of free videos as well, too, to your email. So whatever works, you know, links are down below. Or, you know, just simply hit that subscribe button. As I say, subscribe to survive. Well, that means the world to me, and you get a good deal out of that too, because you get to survive, right? And you know, stay tuned, because I'm making the best videos I've ever made. I've been making videos since 2011. I got so many huge videos I'm about to drop. So please stay tuned. Smash that like button. Now check out this video, my friends. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Lionel, signing off.
Okay, so basically the reason why they're doing these prototype UAPs and why they're announcing UFOs and why we're going to consistently see the media talk about this now is because they're pre-gaming us for Nibiru, all right? Nibiru is actually returning, and it's been announced since the Hopi prophecy spoke on it, okay? I spoke on this numerous times about the two brothers, okay, Sirius and Nibiru. Now, the Bible actually spoke of Nibiru, okay? A lot of people won't admit it. They're not aware of how the text how the text words it, but they implement wormwood. They talk about wormwood, and it also speaks on climate change. Now, when you hear all of these scientists going crazy about climate change and the magnetosphere of the planet, they're also making reference to Nibiru coming into our atmosphere. And when that happens, we're going to get tidal waves. We're going to get the pole shift. The shift is because when Nibiru gets here, it's going to shift the planet, all right? And again, I explained that on multiple occasions. Now, when the Hopis talked about it, they talk about the fifth world, which we refer to as the fifth dimension, okay? And when that happens, it's going to be 7 thunders or 7 plagues, 7 seals. You may have heard of them as numerous things that are going to come into play in reference to the conclusion of the system. Now, the lunatics, okay, and I really mean lunatics because they worship the moon, falsified our calendar, okay? Anyone who spoke basic Latin know that octo, okay, which they call October, saying it's the 10th month, really means 8, like an octopus having 8 tentacles. Nov meant 9. December meant 10, okay? So 11 and 12 and all the other months were altered, okay? Now, this happened from Rome. The Romans did that. They wanted to worship the lunar year. So they changed the calendar from a Coptic calendar to a Gregorian calendar, all right? And that's to worship the moon, okay? Which we know was hijacked by extraterrestrials. I say allegedly for TikTok, was allegedly hijacked by disagreeable extraterrestrials and switched with a false moon, okay? To create our holographic simulation. Now, over the span of 7 years, we're going to notice a lot more cataclysmic events happening. Also, we're going to notice our frequency changing. We're going to notice our genetic frequency changing. Our DNA is going to wake up. We're going to become more activated. We are in an age of awakening. This isn't a time to be scared. It's actually a time to rejoice, because what's going to die is their system. All right. So when you hear the end of the world, it's the end of their world. All right. So this isn't a time to fear. It's a time to rejoice. What you see right here is a separation from 3D to 5D. All right. But again, obviously, it's going to be a little turmoil. You're going to see a little war. You're going to see pestilence. You're going to see a little plague, because sometimes when you're sick, just like when you're sick, you might cough a little bit just to get better. It may take a little rumbling before the healing starts.